I went into a deep depression. I abused the depression pills. I abused alcohol. That was, excuse my language, but that was a shitty time in my life. Really, at that stage, he passed away 3 weeks before my oldest child's 3rd birthday. It's like you're in a night. It feels like you're in a nightmare, but you can wake up and realize it's just a nightmare. Then you wake up realizing that he did pass away, and then people try to comfort you by saying, it's only for the time being, one day gonna see him. That's a shitty story. I mean, he passed away in 2005. I mean, we're 2021 now, so it feels like a lifetime. In the beginning, I think my depression lasted for a very long time. The only thing that got me through that, because when my husband realized I'm busy abusing my depression pills, he took it and he threw it in the dustbin. He says, "You're done now. You're done with this pills because you don't know how to drink it. You're done with an alcohol. You're not going to abuse alcohol." Then I realized I had to get myself out of this one. Unfortunately, no one can help you. No person can help you. So that is where God came in. He came in for me big time. But it took me time to realize that God was there. He was always been, He always has been there. He just waited for me to get through my grieving period. And then He stepped in. And since I realized that God is there, He always was there, then only I start to, feel better. Start feeling better in my life. And that was a very bad time, bad space. I didn't want my husband, I didn't want my oldest child. I told him, I don't want you, I don't want you, I don't want Zanel, I don't want anyone.
For a woman that might be in the same shoes that has just lost their child, what would you recommend? Obviously, how did you get out of your depression state, and what would you recommend? Because obviously you just mentioned nothing can help you, but how did you get out? What would you recommend?
Well, depression medication did not help me. For some ladies that might help, going on medication by prescription by a doctor, or you can go and talk to someone, but I didn't talk to anyone. To tell you the truth, I just left after my husband threw away my depression pills and he said no more drinking. I felt like I was on my own all by myself, alone for the first time. Because the depression medication becomes your best friend, like best friend mixed with your alcohol. That's like your best friend that you can ever have. Until I realized that God is there. So I would say if some ladies can go and talk to doctors about it, get medication, but the thing is, if you drink it the right way, I'm sure that will help you. It will help if you go talk to someone, even if it's a pastor or something. I did not go talk to a pastor or whatever. I mean, for me, I realized that God was there.
When you abuse your prescription drugs, you say it's your best friend. Would you want your siblings to jump in to help, or would you not? Because you were there at that moment, so you would know best.
Well, at that time, when the depression pills were my best friend, I'm not sure that no one was actually there when I abused it, and no one knew I abused my depression pills, because at that stage, everyone had their own families, had their own life, working through the days, and I went to crash the whole day. So I was a very clever person at that stage. I mean, I would make sure that she was at school and my husband would work, and then I'll pop as many pills as I can with alcohol, and then the grief, you don't know about the grief because the medication takes over, so you sleep most of the time, and then you forget about your grieving period. So the only reason why my husband started noticing that something is wrong is not because I would know on a trip or whatever, it's because my medication will not last. Obviously, I mean, you have to drink one pill a day and it lasts you a month, and mine didn't last a month. So then you realize, okay, but how is this, I mean, this, yeah, it doesn't match up. And then he took my medication and threw it away. He says, no, it's finished now, it's done, you're done with this now. So that's the only reason why I got caught out. It's not because I did it in front of people or sat there on a trip or whatever, it's because my medication didn't work out.
For some people, they still have their father. I know your father has passed away fairly recently, if I'm not mistaken, 6 years ago. I know when you see children not tolerate their parents, and when you want to, do you ever get a moment when you want to erase back time and wish your father was still there, or would you just move on like as life now, currently?
Look, sometimes, yeah, I obviously wish my dad was still here because I think it was 2 weeks after my dad passed away, I started working at the creche, Kiddo Park. And you know, I would have liked it if my dad knew that I started working and you know, I've got this now. So sometimes like that, you know, when things like that happen, or it's now being, you know, past the grade 12 now, and I mean, so then you obviously wishes that your dad were there and you could send him. I used to send my dad a please call me. My nickname from my dad was please call me, because like every day I send him a please call me. So, you know, moments like that, and then I wish, okay, he was still there, then I can send him, just please call me. So he could phone me and tell him, this and this happened. I used to tease my dad, I used to call him Umsaki. Yes, then look at that. I'm not Umsaki or whatever. But, I mean, my dad was very sick at the end of the, you know, for I think 2 or 3 months, he was very sick. So when you think about that, then you realize it's better that he passed away, because, I mean, he was very, very sick. So then you realize, okay, but you know, in his condition that he was, it's better than that he passed away. So yeah, so it's like a 50-50.
For those people that don't message their parents, or you know, spend a lot of time with their parents, what would you recommend? Because obviously you've got that personal experience that your father has passed away and you got your mother. What advice would you give to those people for every moment that they could spend with their father? Should they spend as much time or not?
Well, I would say, I mean, my mom stays with us in a flat, so I see her every day. But still, when I'm at work, I make sure I send her WhatsApp once a day, even though I know that she's in the same yard. After work, I can just go to her, and I still send her a WhatsApp throughout the day, at least once, one WhatsApp. I would say, I mean, some children don't have a very good relationship with their parents. Okay, I did, but some don't. I would say only if you make sure that once a week you just send either your phone or SMS or WhatsApp or whatever. But I would suggest do at least once a week, because remember, once they're gone, they're gone. They're never coming back. You're never going to see them on this earth. So I would suggest at least once a week, make sure you get your SMS or your, you know, just get the message out there. You don't have to say, oh, I love you this much and this much and this much, but sometimes parents do want to hear that their children love them. Really. Me as parents, I like it when my children say they love me. I mean, that makes your heart nice. You know, you feel that your children appreciate you even when they just say I love you. Even with on a message. They don't have, and then some people can't literally say I love you to the parents. But if they can just send once a week, just send a message, I love you. For me as a parent, we like hearing that. I must say, we really like hearing that.